Yes, yes, yes. It's the it's the boxing talk with Rafi. What are we on? What are we on? I think we're on. Hold on, what's going on there? Cease and desist. Stop right there. I think we're on. I think it's boxing talk with Rafi 293. Let's get some confirmation on that. Let's adjust. Hold on, what's going on there? What's going on there? Okay. Let's get into the sound check. Let's get into the sound check. Okay, that seems to be. What am I sharing? What am I sharing there? Stop sharing that. That seems to be okay. Seems to be in order. Put my headphones on. 1 2 1 2. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay. What are we doing here? What are we doing? It's the John Daly up in the building, bright and early. I'm fumbling around for my phone now. I gotta do some checks. What's going on? What's going on? What is go? Oh, damn it. Do I need to change my headphones? Or do I soldier on? One of the mufflers on the ear has disappeared. Where is it? I can't see it. Oh yeah, is that it? Is that it? So let me see if I can reach down and get it. Nope. Okay. We have a missing muffler. We will soldier on without it. Okay. Okay, sweet as a nut. Sweet as a nut. Okay, you are in tune to Boxing Talk with Rafi 293. First things first, let me drop the link in the chat. Boom. There's been a few changes to the screen, just having a look at it now. A few changes to my screen. Let's get the scroller going. Let's get the intel in the scroller so you can see the topics that we're aiming to cover, that we will cover tonight. Okay, let's get the intel in. Let's paste that in. What else is there? Is there a little bit more? Is there a little bit more? Yes, there is, actually. Let's get that in too. And save and show. Okay. We're good to go. We're good to go. So the only question is, where do we start? Where do we start? Where do we begin? Let's get the screen up. Let's share the screen. Let's have a look. Okay.
It's going to have to be very long because...
Okay, we'll go with that. All right, what are we doing? How are we looking? Okay, screen's looking decent. Okay, covering a bunch of things. Plant mocks Canelo. Plant is mocking Canelo. We're going to get into that story. We're looking at AJbxng, Bridges, victory. We're looking at Kidgalahad. Brief look, you know. I would say Kidgalahad's my favorite boxer of all times, but he did surprise me a little bit. He did the right thing. He put on a bit of a show. So yeah, so I'm more enthused for the last fight than I was for his fight with Josh Warrington, which was, less said about that, the better. Didn't enjoy that performance at all, but this time around, Kidgalahad, did a nice job. Did a nice job. Fair dues. Got to give credit where credit is due. What's up on the screen there? But I think we're going to start off with Alain Babik. What's this cat's name? Babik versus Bennett. Okay, and what I'll say about this, we should do this backwards in reverse. I think it finished in the 5th round, but in my opinion, it should have been finished in the 1st round. Should have been finished in the 1st round. Why? Why, you say, Raph? Why? Well, because Bennett's mouthpiece dropped out, what was it, at least 2 times in the 1st round. 2 times in the 1st round. On both occasions, his corner were very lethargic in getting Bennett's mouthpiece in. What I would have done if I was the referee, I would have held the gum shield, asked them for the water, and then say, yeah, bring the water, and then spray it clean. Yeah, but instead he gave it to them, and they took the mickey. They took the mickey out of him. They took the mickey out of the ref that was having a laugh. They kept that mouthpiece for a long time on both occasions, so I'd have finished it in the 1st. I would have finished it in the 1st. Small, you wash it off. Give me the water. Spray. Put it back in his mouth. It's been a 5-second job. Instead, they were taking like 30 seconds. The 1st round seemed to take forever. But Babik finished the job. I think it was in the 5th round or the end of 5th round. When Bennett retired on his stool. Give Bennett credit. He was tough. He didn't come to roll over or lie down. So you got to give credit where credit is due. So Babik moves on. Babik moves forward. Uh-oh. Don't do that. Okay, what's going on? Is this on autoplay or something? This on autoplay? It's just going where it wants to go. Okay, so moving on swiftly. This was Fabio Wardley versus Nick Webb. And didn't catch this live. Caught the replay. But I did hear that Fabio Wardley, got Nick Webb out of there in the 1st round. And I thought, wow, that must have been one hell of a shellacking from Fabio Wardley on Nick Webb. But watching the fight, I realized that was far from the case. It was a back and forth affair, and one could argue that Nick Webb was doing the most work there in the 1st round for the most part, until his I don't call them haymakers, but swings, until his hooks took a toll on Nick Webb. Caught him with a left or a right hook. Caught him with a hook, and Nick Webb kind of crumbled down on the ropes, kind of rolled down. Referee came in and waved it off immediately. I thought it was a little bit premature. It was a little bit quick. Could have let it go on, but no, the referee waved it off immediately. I think an 8 count would have been more appropriate, but hey, whatever is whatever. Whatever's whatever. He's going to win anyway. Nick Webb did not complain. That's kind of an indication that, oh, there he is. It's kind of funny there because maybe the referee got a little bit too close to Nick Webb, too close for Nick Webb's liking, and
Get the knees right to the referee.
pushed him off and got up straight away. So, an 8 count. Was an 8 count appropriate? I think so. But ho-hum, Nick Webb didn't complain. So why should I? Okay, so that was Fabio Wardley. was it KO or TKO? Nick Webb in the first round. Okay. It is one of the worst boxers I've ever seen. If Babbitt fights anyone in the top 50, he gets murked. Uh-oh. He is a cruiserweight. OMG. Or maybe he's taking that heavyweight money for now until he does get murked. Maybe then he'll drop down to the cruisers. But cruiserweight's not a glamour division. And so I guess boxers who could compete in either.
Well, all of those
could compete in either. They opt for the heavyweights. Opt for the heavyweights and moving swiftly on. I don't know if sometimes I don't know if AJbxng's kind of smiling or grimacing. It's kind of tough to tell sometimes. It's a fine example right there. Well, okay, let us move on. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We're moving on swiftly, nice and sweetly. And it's AJbxng Bridges we're looking at versus Connolly. Now, this Connolly girl, never really heard of her. I think she's had 3 fights. If I'm not mistaken, she's had 3 fights previous to this. Surely I must be mistaken. Surely that cannot be right. As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat, let me go to my my books on this one. Let's get some clarity on this one. Let's have a look. Let's get the facts and the stats. Where is she? AJbxng Bridges. What the hell's going on there? Things going damn well out of control. There we go. Stop. There we go. What's that? Stop that too. Let's have a look. Okay. Let's talk about this. AJbxng Bridges says if Courtney doesn't take the rematch, it will look a bit like she's running. Okay. AJbxng Bridges made short work of the usually durable Beck Connolly. Just for my own interest, I'm gonna bring up Beck Connolly. Let me see her stats. Beck Connolly, active, pro. Let's have a look. Beck Connolly, Lady Luck. Okay, so you're having a laugh. You are having a laugh. I gotta share this. Let me share this with you. Stop sharing that. Stop sharing this. Boom and boom. Boom. Okay, so can you see what I can see? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So, Beck Connolly, 13 fights, won 3, lost 10. Okay, so that's Beck Connolly, calls herself Lady Luck. I don't know if that's lucky. 37 years of age. A lot of these ladies, they seem to be up there. The women's game is very much in its infancy. So yeah, 37-year-old Lady Luck, aka Beck Connolly, won 3, lost 10. I don't know what to say about that. Don't want to be indelicate. Anyway. So when did that finish? You got her out of there. Stopped her in the 3rd round. So AJbxng Bridges stopped Beck Connolly in the 3rd round. And now she's talking about she wants a rematch with Shannon Courtenay. Is that warranted? I don't really know, you know. I think maybe AJbxng, let's have a look at AJbxng. 7 bouts, 1-6, lost 1. Yeah, maybe, you know. Oh, 35 rounds, age 34, height 5'1". Yeah, maybe take a few more. Maybe take a few more fights before you go rematching Shannon Courtenay. I don't know. I really don't know. What do people want? What do people want out of that, Shiznix? Okay, so where are we? Let's stop sharing that. Boom. As we move on. But anyway, before I move on, let's have a look. Malcolm Marcel up in the building. Did you see the LDBC hater criticizing AJ, accusing him of saying he gave Ruiz and his fan a victory? Do these Americans understand the English language? Certainly not. I take it are we talking about the Titan? Are we talking about the Titan? Okay. What's going on? What's next? Let me take a sip. Of this. What is it? Dang. I'm on the cream soda today, being a bit naughty on the soda. God, yeah, goes down very, very well. Let's move on. Okay. What's going on now? Okay, so we're having a look at Galahad, Dawkins. Okay, I think, what's this? Is this the tail of the tape? Age 31, Galahad. Oh, are you seeing this? Okay, let's get this up a little bit bigger. Oh, it's big right there. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so Galahad 31, Jazza Dawkins 30. Kidgalahad debut 2009. Jazza Dawkins 2011. Okay, so rounds boxed. Galahad 171. Jazza Dawkins 197. KO percentage 57 for Galahad and 33 for Jazza Dawkins. Now Jazza Dawkins might not win Most Handsome Man of the Year. Looks like the boxing taking a toll on his face, but maybe he wasn't the best looking man or the best looking boy at school in the first place. But the boxing has certainly taken its toll on the face. And somebody else who took a toll on his face was Kidgalahad. Kidgalahad, name given to him by Brendan Ingle to make him seem, I guess, a bit more Europeanized. What's his real name? Forgotten something, Barry. Maybe we should have kept his real name. Maybe it made him a little bit more authentic. You know, as Kidgalahad, people could easily say, who the hell is he? Who is he? It's all mixed up. Maybe we should have kept his real name. And then he could reap the benefits of that now. But yeah, he did give. Oh, what happened there? Okay. Oh dear, a little smile from Dawkins there. A little smile from Dawkins. but smiles were few from Dickens because he got a proper pasting, but he's got a lot of heart. He's got a lot of heart, but he got thoroughly worked over by that kid Galahad. Oh Lord, look at that. Jeez, look at that. Jeez, holy hell. Even the ref's like, bloody hell. You sure you want to keep on doing this? Are you sure you want to keep on doing this, mate? Yeah, and Jazza Dickens, he played his part. They fought before. This is the second time. First one was close before he got knocked out. And yeah, and this time around, yeah, got called off. The man's face, man looked like the Phantom of the Opera. Oh Lord, man looked like the Phantom of the Opera. And got called off, I believe it was in the 11th. Was he in the 11th? I think it was in the 11th. Got called off in the 11th. Most unfortunate, most unfortunate. Yeah. I don't know what we're talking about there, John. Don't know who we're talking about there. Okay. So, where are we now? So we've gone through, we've steamed through these. What's next for, yeah, Kidgalahad gave a, you know, a nice interview afterwards. Paid homage to his trainer, Brendan Ingle, or his previous trainer, Brendan Ingle, before he passed. Of course, his current trainer, his son of Brendan. The son of Brendan lost something, looking for it. Where is it? Oh, I found it. Yeah. So his current trainer, son of Ingle. Yeah, good luck to him. Oh yeah, what did I see somewhere? Oh yeah, so now he's got a 3-fight deal. Have I got this up somewhere? He's got a 3-fight deal now with Matchroom DAZN. We're talking about Kidgalahad. Let's get him up. Where is he? Let's get him up on the screen there. Let's give him some airtime. Let's give him some screen time. Okay, there he is, Kidgalahad. Let me look for the article. Let's have a look for the article. Let's drop that down. Let's look for it. Oddly, oh yeah, there it is. Let's open this up. Damn it. Shh. Nope. Yeah, share this. Let's share this. Where is it? Kidgalahad. Yeah, there we are. Let's have a look. Okay. Let's share this. Okay, so Kidgalahad inks multi-fight pact with Eddie Hearn. Okay, so there he is after his victory on Saturday. Let's have a little looky. Okay, so newly crowned IBF featherweight world champion Kidgalahad has signed a multi-fight promotional deal with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing. Okay, so Sheffield star turned in a superb performance on Saturday as he clinically stopped Liverpool's Jazza Dickens. in 11th round. In 11 rounds to claim the vacant IBF crown. At the top of the bill, Fight Camp Week 2. Okay, so it's trained by Dominic Ingle. That's the name I was trying to remember. Dominic, after the famous Ingle's Gym. Okay, and there's a pertinent point. Okay, so the Zone and Eddie have a new start on their hands, said Galahad. I told you all before this bout. I am Fight Camp, okay? I believe my performance on Saturday night showed that. Now I look forward to showcasing my skills back in the arenas in front of crowds. Okay. All right, so what's going on? All right, so we've been working closely with the kid for some years now. But it's great to make it official and sign a multi-fight deal at this exciting stage of his career, say Matchroom Sport Chairman Eddie Hearn. Okay. His performance on Saturday was faultless and stands him as one of the 7 British world champions in boxing right now. I'm looking forward to the future and seeing him in some big unification fights. Okay. Okay. So that is Kidgalahad Inc.'s multi-fight pact with Eddie Hearn. Okay. Okay, so what have I got to do now? Forgot to share. I forgot to share my shizzle. So I'm going to take a moment and do that now, live, as we speak. Let's do it now. Yet. Let's paste that. Let's paste that. Okay. That's shared one destination. Let's go for 2. Boom. Okay, sell for 3. All right, let's get back into this. All right, what's going on? Yeah, Jazza Dickens. He does like to block with the face. Indeed. Okay, and in comes the red-gloved militant. Give the kids some real estate. It's the Iron Kong up in the building. Good day, Mr. Kong. Okay, so where we at? The Philip Kong Roberts up in the building. Posting into the secret societies, selected areas of the secret societies, indeed. They come in handy sometimes. Galahad is by far the best at stepping on the opponent's feet in boxing. Yeah. Galahad, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Where we at? Okay. So let us continue. Let us press forward at a speedy pace. Okay, so that's Galahad. Congrats to him. What the hell just happened? Let's have a look. Let's see if I've forgotten if there's a fight that I want to talk about. I've talked about Galahad. We've talked about Wardley versus Webb. Talked about Babbitt versus Bennett. talked about Bridges versus Connolly. Yeah, and that about wraps it up. That about wraps it up for the fight camp. What else are we looking at? So let's drop that down, I think. Let's drop that down. Don't need that no more. Okay, so what else we doing? What else we doing? What else we looking at? What else is on? What else is on the menu? So let's drop that down. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Oh, okay. Okay. So let's have a look at some of the Olympics action, or a little bit of action from the Olympics. Let's close that down. Let's have a look what's in the inbox there. Canelo. Okay, yeah, cool. Okay, so where are we? Where are we? Let's share this. Boom. 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 Okay. Hopefully you should be seeing that. And got a little bit of news. Got a little bit of news from the Olympics. What's going on here? Good evening all. Anyone catch the boxing at the Olympics? I've watched a minimal amount of the Olympics, almost none, almost nil. Well, I did catch a little bit of action from the Olympics, just a little bit. We got Carl Yaffai's younger brother. We got a little bit of an article on him in a second, but first we're looking at Lauren Price. Okay, Lauren Price defeats Li Wan, hope I'm pronouncing that properly, to win the women's middleweight gold for Great Britain. Lauren Price, if you've never heard of her before, there she is. And she claimed a middleweight, yeah. Are you talking about Lauren Price? Are you talking about Lauren Price like that? Reality's voice? You really just gonna come out so raw? You know, you couldn't say it nicer? Dang. That's the first bell ring of the evening. Okay. So, yeah, the Yaffai, Cal Yaffai's little brother. Yeah, no, barely watched it. Like I say, Christmas and the Olympics is for kids. I just can't make time for it. Can't make time for it these days. A lot of things I can't make time for these days. Personally, I haven't seen any of the. Yeah, I've just seen a few little few seconds of a little few clips of a little few highlights. But Lauren Price claims gold for the UK, Great Britain, and also I think one of the Yaffai brother. Let me see if I've got an article on him. Let me see if I've got an article on him. No, can't see an article on him, but we'll be able to. So congratulations, Lauren Price. There she is. There she is. Okay. What are people saying? Let's have a quick look. Hometown boy brought it home. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a little quick look at that. Yeah, smash that. Yep, Gal Yaffai got that gold medal first. And in comes the man like AJbxng Live. AJbxng Live, how are you?
I'm all right, Raphael, man. I'm surprised you didn't see, I got Eurosport on on Sky, yeah, and it allowed me to see all the events, all the fights. And I was surprised the coverage on BBC One that and you back in the days, the Olympics used to be on ITV as well. That you guys in the British public couldn't see some of these fights. I was surprised. Like, so I could either cover them live or I cover them hours later, and people basically listen to my commentary on the verdicts, and I was like, wow. But I think when it got to the gold medal game, the time of day it came in, most people are working, and then later when they do a wrap up, but it's not the same. You want a whole sit down and watch it. So just listening to you now that you haven't watched it, you missed something really great. She performed really good, Lauren Price. She performed really good. It was a very, very close fight against the Brazilian girl, and she nipped it. She just nipped it, and she got the nod, and it was really great. Another girl from Ireland won a medal, and then Gal Yafai. His fight was phenomenal, but the real fight with him was getting past the Cuban, getting to that point. When he got past the Cuban, he knew, and he had all confidence going into that fight. So
I'm stepping away from the mic for a second. Carry on, AJ.
Okay, yeah, he had all confidence going after he beat the Cuban, because the Cubans, if you think about Brazilian football, Brazil, when they got football, they had their own flair, their own Latin flair, and it's the same with the Cubans. The Cubans, obviously, they're communists. They obviously teamed up with Russia. So the Russia came with their coaches, and they came to Cuba, or Cuba went to Russia, whatever. And then the Cubans still added their natural flair and a natural technical swagger. So they had that with their natural swagger, and then obviously with the technical of the, at the time it was the USSR, Soviet Union. And that's why Cubans boxers they're outstanding. They're absolutely outstanding. To beat a Cuban, I mean, it's been underplayed, man. I mean, bruh, the last time I think the last time a person from the UK beat a Cuban was probably James DeGale. But his fight was it was a stinker. This one, he won it, but he won it clean. So when he won that fight there and against a really good Cuban, I knew at that point, he's going places. You know what I'm saying? So your shout out to Gal Yafai. And Birmingham's coming home. He's a Birmingham's favorite son. So at the airport they was there. With his brothers, and it's amazing, brother. It was amazing to see. So it was really good. It was really good. I mean, it's a shame that I don't know. So at some point, our country's not sporting no more in terms of sporting. A lot of young kids, they're more interested in looking good and Love Island than they are in actually sporting endeavors, and that's where we are at the minute. The fact that you didn't see it. Yeah. It's a shame, Rafi. It's a shame because you would have really enjoyed it.
I didn't see what.
You didn't see the Lauren Price fight. I know.
I saw Galahad fight.
Yes,
I saw his fight.
Yeah, but how many fights did you see of his? Did you see all of them?
No. I have no aspiration to see all of them. I have no aspiration to see all of them. I mean, the Olympics now is like Christmas. To me, the Olympics is like Christmas. It's for kids. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Christmas. The Olympics is like Christmas now for kids. I ain't got no time to watch it. When is it on TV? Daytime TV.
No, it was the China. It was at night. It was at 5 a.m. But I didn't watch it then. I watched it. Yeah, I didn't watch it then. I recorded it. I recorded it and watched it later. I didn't do that. But what I'm saying is, you're watching. Yeah, but what I'm saying, Rafi, when you're watching that, you're watching the next future of boxing. That's what I'm saying. That's where all Anthony Joshua. That's all Wilder came from. Fury didn't medal because he got beat by Price. So you're watching the future of the next wave of boxing for the next 10 years. That's what you're basically watching when you're watching the amateurs. So the amateurs is very important, especially at the Olympic when it only comes every 4 years. The World Games, it doesn't get as much coverage as the Olympics because the Olympics you have all the eyes, all the world, the whole world is usually descending on that. And the coverage on BBC, to be fair, it was that they were covering sports that the UK knew they were going to win, i.e. Canoeing and abseiling and other things like that. The young girl won the skateboarding. Congratulations to her. But really and truly, like this country, we have a world champion, Anthony Joshua. We have another world champion, Tyson Fury. The coverage of boxing should have been thing. When Joshua went in 2012, he had wall-to-wall cover on ITV, BBC One, Nicole Adams, her as well. And the coverage could have been a bit better and a bit more supportive. For me, with Team GB in the UK, I don't think they thought they were going to bring home medals. They medaled. In fact, they didn't even medal the last Olympics at all. No medals. This one, they came back with silver, 2 golds. You know, we got a bronze. So you know, they medaled. They done pretty well. You know, so the Olympics is very important in terms of the next wave of guys coming into the pros and making a whole head wave. And Galahad, for real, he. I mean, the guys he beat are the best in the world. They're gonna probably turn pro this weight class. You know, that weight class. To be fair, the lightweight division is fashionable, but it's not as big as obviously the middleweights and other divisions. But hey, listen, we've got on gold medal, and I think Eddie Hearn, you know, he's already been on the blow. I've seen Eddie Hearn on the Twitter. His brother signed with Matchroom already, so it looks like he might be going there. You know, Laura Price, I'm interested to see what she does, and you know, Daniel Dubois' sister. She didn't medal, but you know, her and Ben Whitaker, the way they acted when they lost the medal, I wasn't, you know, I still have odds of way they acted. You know, when they won.
Hold on a second, I just remembered, because Dubois' sister was there. She was supposed to be a hot prospect for a medal. What happened with Dubois' sister?
She lost.
Oh dear. She lost
a very, very, very close fight. She kind of left it a bit too late. She's very versatile, but she left it a bit too late. And the girl nipped it. And then, you know, after the fight was won, usually they congratulate.
Did she get a medal?
No, she got knocked out on the medal. If she got into that stage, she would have got a medal. She got knocked out, and you know, and when the fight was over, she just walked out the ring and she shrugged off her coach. You know, I thought it was very disrespectful. I don't know what happened on the podium. And then Ben Whitaker, he lost in the gold medal one, so he received the silver, and he did the same thing. He kind of the opponent, the Cuban who lost to, he didn't bother saying nothing to him. He walked past him, shrugged past him. And then when it came to the podium, usually in the podium, what happens, Rafi, is that you have the people from Japan, and Japan's very respectful, right? So they come around with this plate, and they have flowers, and they have the medal. They pull it on, they give you the medal, and you're supposed to pull it on your neck, and then they give you the flowers, you're supposed to hold it, and you pay respect to the winner, which is Cuba's national anthem. He didn't put the medal on, he just held it in his hand. And you know, later he came out today and said, you know, maybe I should have acted myself differently, and you know, and he said he's suffering from mental health, some sort of form of mental health. But at the same time, he's got pictures with a watch with his medal with new bling.
I've seen that,
and it's a big debate right now because some people in the amateurs, they're actually saying he can do what he wants. I'm like, hold on a minute, he's representing the country. And you know, if Japan and the rest of the country, they adhere to you know these things. So why isn't he? I mean, what's going on here? You know, what are we teaching the yobbo culture? It's the same thing what happened to Saka. You know, the football country. You know, the football. When England received the runners up, all the guys, they got the medal. They just took it off their neck. All of them did. They all took they didn't wear it on their neck. They all took it off their neck and showed, well, we're not wearing this. And this is what the country. What is this? What we've descended into? Love Island. And this being like that kind of culture, I don't like it. I think it's very disrespectful. You know, no one's really making a big thing about it, but someone shared a post. I shared it, and everyone's going in on it and thinking it's very vast opinions in this generation. I think people was like, don't care, he can do what he wants. I'm like, hold on a minute, he's replicating the country. You know, there's ways you honor and if we won the medal and they done us, we would make it a big what's going on? Why are they not respecting us? You know, when Frazier Clark, I don't know if you saw Frazier Clark's fight, the guy headbutted him, Frazier. You know, it's unfortunate. The guy headbutted. The guy didn't want to honor the decision. He was making up a fuss. Real bad.
Did Frazier Clark win anything?
Yes, he did. He received a bronze. He received a bronze medal, I believe. He received a bronze medal. So he received the silver medal. So he got into the finals, but a bronze. So he received the bronze. The guy headed him up. So the guy lost the medal. It was accidental, right? But the way the guy was going on, he was getting like ignorant. And then obviously we have the Irish guy who fought on the weekend, Michael Connolly, who when he lost, he stuck a thumb at all the judges. Not a thumb, he stuck his middle finger at all the judges, and then everyone was like, yeah, he's really good. And I'm like, nah, man, the culture, what we have here in this day and age, there's ways of handling defeat. You know, we will look at how you handle victory, and we look at how you handle defeat, and that goes into how Wilder's handled defeat, how AJ's handled defeat, and Andy Ruiz, Ponce Ruiz, how he's handled defeat. And you look at their mannerisms, and it's not admirable, and it's not commended, you know. And that's why AJ will always get a lot of props. Maybe he might have said the punch was from the gods, but that was after. But in the ring, he showed respect to Ruiz. Unlike Ruiz, calling him a runner and all kinds of names and this and that. No one told you to come in fat. Wilder's the same thing. Some of the stuff statements he's made. But they get a chance. That's the thing about it. They get a chance to build the fight and build the fight. But in the amateurs is all about respect. It's all about respect. So Rafi, the amateurs is the heart and soul of boxing. That's where they come for any of these guys. Mayweather, you're talking about Roy Jones, you're talking about Andre Ward, you're talking about any of these guys. All of them, they have to go for amateur. When you exceed in the amateur, you're going to be a pretty decent pro. That's how important the amateurs is.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You can only beat what is in front of you. The Olympics is a sort exercise compared to proper. Okay. Interesting. He got disqualified and he sat on the ring apron. Yeah, I saw that. I saw a bit of it. But not really extensive. I don't know if the timings weren't right. It seemed like a job just trying to find out what's going on where. I didn't see.
Exactly. It's bad. It was bad. You have to press the red button to get into the summer. And the
problem is I don't watch TV. So
it's bad. It's with the coverage in the UK. To be fair, it could have been much better. I don't think from 2012. I don't know what's gone wrong when the Olympics when I was younger. It was everything, man. It was everything.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was all over the Olympics and. But that's kind of fizzled out. I used to watch Wimbledon every year. That fizzled out years ago. I used to watch Formula One. That fizzled out. Yeah. I just don't watch TV, man. I don't watch TV.
The Americans coming through. The American Richard Torres Jr. He lost in the medal. He got knocked out against AJbxng. Yeah, AJbxng looks like a big Vitaly Klitschko. He looks like he's going somewhere in the pros. He's 6'7". Southpaw. Yeah, but Southpaw, yes. Joe Joyce beat him. I believe he beat him in a tournament before, but he's definitely got seasoning. He looks like a problem. That Ricardo Torres Jr. maybe he's going to be a heavyweight, or maybe he's going to get a lot of fanfare. He received the silver medal. Then you got you have the American, what's his name again, Keyshawn Davis. That a lot of people are disputing the decision between him and the Cuban, and I scored it. It was very, very close. But I think the Cuban just nipped it. You can go either way, though. If you feel for the American, I'm not gonna make a big thing about it. So he's gonna be turning pro, and there's some guys. I mean, Errol Spence Jr. didn't even medal. He was in the Olympics. That's a big accomplishment. But in 2012, he didn't medal, and look where he is now. So it's all about how your style translates into the pros if you're gonna turn into a pro. But it's this people need to understand, like how important the amateurs are, bro. The amateurs, you're going against the best in the world. With with the pros, you can avoid people. You have belts and this and that. You can't do that. You can't do that. So basically, you have to beat the very best in each country to get to where you got to. That's why it's held so highly. You know what I mean? And Yafai did that. And he did it honorably as well. The way he fought outstandingly. Like if you watch him, he's like, that kid, he fought, and he's gonna be a problem in the pros. And he looks like a future. If he turns pro, he definitely looks like a future world champion for real.
Yeah. Well, his brother's a world champion, or was a world champion already.
He lost the chocolate. He got stopped by chocolate. But this one looks like he could hold. Actually, a lot of guys, Rafi, they win the title, but they can't hold the belt. It's all about how you maintain, and he looks like he could win the championship and maintain. That's the main thing. Title defenses, a good couple of title defenses. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's got his brother was a world champ, so he's got he's got some good feet to follow in. You know what I mean? He's got some good shoes to. His brother's already walked that path, so you can't get much better advice from a world champion. And if you got a world champion in your home, in the family home, then that's a hell of a benefit. So it looks like they're clearly keeping it in the family. We've got a new guy here, never seen him before, never seen, never heard, exclusive, elusive, calls himself elusive. Elusive is all up in the video, all up in the chat. Never seen him before, never heard him before. So hello, elusive. I wonder who he is. Do we know him? Is he got a different name? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, so at least somebody was watching the. I know John Daly was watching the Olympics as well. I just skimmed a bit of the boxing, and skimmed some of the beach volleyball.
That's the girls.
That's the joke. I skimmed some of the boxing and I skimmed some of the Jamaican sprinting. The ladies.
Oh yeah. Jamaicans, they hold it up. You know, they win some. They're always competitive. You know, whether they're in the medal stage. I expect them to do better. Johan Blake, I expect him to do better. But the Jamaicans have to come again. America look like they got it. They're bringing it back. The UK nearly got on the relay. They nearly. They were close. They just lost by a couple of seconds. So it was. And the track and field, to be fair, there was no real star of this Olympics for the past. So let's say 3 Olympics. Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt was the star. They didn't have a real star, a marketable star. They tried to do it with Gabby. She declined with mental health, and then she came in and competed. And I think they were looking at the pocket rocket, Shelly and Frazier, but for some reason she did, when it came to the finals, she lost and stuff like that. But they didn't have a real marquee star of the thing. But for the UK, you got Galia Faye, Lauren Price. There's an Irish girl who wed it as well. Irish are happy they got a female boxer, and all Fraser Clark said he said he's turning pro now. He just came out yesterday on his Twitter. He said he's turning pro, so we can look forward to see him going. So it's gonna be interesting to see who signs up who first. That's what I'm interested to find out.
Who signs who? Who signs who? Who zoomed who? Who zooming who? Who zooming who? So what am I? What's next on the topic list? What's next on the topic sheet?
Fights this weekend, isn't it?
Well,
Rigo versus John Casimiro.
No, we gotta. What's on the sheet is next is. What the hell's this? Get out of the way, please. Come out of the way. Stop that. Come out of the way. Move over there, please. There we are. And let's bring this up. Let's bring this up. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so plant. I don't know. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. So plant. Let me just bring this up just a little bit. Can I do it? Can I do that? Can I do that? How does it look if I do that? Okay, looks okay. Let's go with that. Okay, so Plant mocks Canelo for failing to fight on annual September date for the 3rd straight year. Is that right? Is that right? Let's get into it. So Caleb Plant could not help but laugh, virtually speaking, when he heard the news that Canelo Alvarez would not be fighting on Mexican Independence Weekend for the 3rd year in a row. Alvarez, the WBO, etc., was projected to face Plant, but that didn't work out. So what happened? The parties failed to reach a deal. Alvarez then tried to negotiate a fight with WBA light heavyweight title holder Dmitry Bivol, but he could not consummate a deal in time, prompting Eddie Hearn, Alvarez's promoter, to announce that, Eddie Alvarez's promoter, the fight doctor. Can you hear that? Alvarez's promoter. I know a couple of weeks back you were saying that Canelo's a PBC fighter, but clearly not, my good man. Okay, so so he's looking at November instead. For the 3rd year in a row. Plant wrote on his Facebook, for a date reserved for him, at what point is it not everyone else's fault? And at what point does it fall on the hands of him and his team? Fall in the hands of him and his team. That's a point, For the 3rd year in a row, for a date which is reserved for him, failed to come up with a fight. At what point is it not everyone else's fault? And at what point does it fall in the hands of him and his team? That's a good point. That's a good question. Okay, so Plant was addressing the notion that he was the problem. Alvarez's side have not yet commented on these claims. Okay, so Plant recently went on the record on why the fight fell through. He told ESPN that Alvarez, who was set to receive a career-high $40 million guarantee, wanted the same purse for a replacement opponent in the case that Plant had to bow out due to injury or sickness. That's interesting. That's interesting. Whose fault is it, EJ? Damn, EJ's gone. EJ dipped. I didn't know. I thought he was still there. So I'm asking myself the question: whose fault is it? Who? Oh, damn. And in comes. Introduce yourself, my friend.
The Fight Doctor is in the house on Rick James status, as always.
Whose fault?
What's going on, Rafi?
I'm good, my friend. I'm good. Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? The Fight Doctor, can you hear me? Who's this cat? Who's this cat? Earl Austin. Who is Earl Austin? Is he a man barely alive?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, stop.
All right. So at the end of the day, Canelo Alvarez is the draw.
Oh Lord! Snap, crackle, and pop and drop. Snap, crackle, pop, and drop. Who is this Earl Austin? Is he a man barely alive? Any relation to Steve Austin? Any relation to Steve Austin? The Fight Doctor with his Radio Shack equipment. Having difficulties with his Radio Shack equipment.
Okay, how's my audio now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I'm having some technical difficulties over here. I can't use my upgraded equipment because I'm having an internet outage, so I had to fall back to plan B. But so like I was saying, Alvarez is the A side here. So if the fight doesn't happen, then ultimately it's on him, right? He's the one who's supposed to be keeping the Mexican dates. But I mean, just look at his business practices lately. He's negotiating with his opponents last minute. It's always late. It's always secondhand. It's always, as of late, it's always been, just out of the ordinary. So if Alvarez is missing these dates, he has nobody to blame but himself. I don't understand. How is that Floyd Mayweather his schedule was so regular that you could set your watch by his schedule, right? He never missed the May date. He never misses a September date. It was a lock. Every May, every September, you knew Mayweather was going to fight. And it really didn't matter who he was going to fight. You just knew automatically. You could set your watch.
Yeah.
But then here comes, B-side Alvarez. And it seems like him fighting on these dates is the exception and not the rule. So at the end of the day, as the A side, if you are not fighting, if Canelo Alvarez is not fighting in September, if he's not fighting in May, it's nobody to blame but himself.
Yeah, at some point you have to say, well, damn. I mean, is it always everybody else's fault? You really have to wonder. You really have to question that. Can it be somebody else's fault all the time? You really have to question that. What's this? Star of Athletics was a freaking Norwegian 400 meters hurdler. She won the 200 meters as well. What are you talking about? Yeah, that girl. What's going on? Do you think she will turn pro? Being pro already, surely we'll go back to it. Okay. So let's drop that. What am I saying about Canelo? What am I saying about Canelo?
Well, you were saying that apparently he's not a PBC fighter, which remains to be seen.
He's not a PBC fighter. His promoter goes by the name of Barry Hearn. Eddie Hearn? Have you heard of that fella, Eddie Hearn?
Well, let's see where Canelo's next fight is, and then we will revisit this conversation. How about that?
Well, it doesn't even matter where his next fight is. He's still promoted by Eddie Hearn. That's his promoter, my friend. Until such time that he isn't. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, having your own promoter does not determine who is or who isn't a PBC fighter. Okay.
Oh, really?
Where you fight.
That's an interesting concept.
Because PBC fighters have a variety of different promoters. Right? They're not all promoted by the same people.
Yeah. That is true. But until he does fight for the PBC, then he's not a PBC fighter, my friend. That much.
Well, how about we revisit this conversation after his next fight? How about that?
Well, we can revisit it after his next fight, certainly. But
whenever that may be.
Whenever that may be. I want to have a look through my list. Let's have a look through my list. As a matter of fact, let's have a look at my my thumbnail, and that often tells me what I have forgotten. Okay, we've talked about AJbxng. Can you see that? Yeah, we've talked about AJbxng bridges. We've talked about bridges, not bridges, bridges. We've talked about Kidgalahad. We talked about Galahad. We talked about that fella there, the silver medal guy from the UK. I don't know who this lady is, but she appears to be climbing something. That leaves me with one thing. Do I even talk about it? Okay, well, you see this fella here in the NY hat? Well, he did a video. Just the bottom of your screen there, bottom of the thumbnail in the New York hat, the Yankees hat. Well, he did a video which made some very interesting remarks. And I had to touch on that video. EJ's back. EJ.
Yeah, I like to touch on AJbxng, yeah, and Gareth A. Davies saying that, comparing her to Muhammad Ali. He says she's a potential Muhammad Ali. What she's doing for women boxing.
Good topic. Go ahead. Shoot.
He's crazy, bro. He's crazy. All she's got is augmentation on her chest, and you know she done a live stream with him, and she was showing her latest tattoos, and he's comparing this girl who's never, you know, she hasn't beat no notable names. Yeah, she rings her attention because, you know, people are attracted to big boobs and stuff like that, and he's comparing her to Muhammad Ali, bro. Man, I'm telling you, when I heard this stuff, I said him and Chris Maddox. They're like, bruv, like, who let these people on the air on this boxing mic, bruv? Who's letting these people on the air? And I tell you, man, you know, it's not really to get angry because not really many people talking. I'm sure Fight Does is the first time he's hearing about it, and he doesn't even know who AJbxng is. But my gosh, Gareth A. Davis, man. I mean, his credibility with the so-called hardcore, hey, it's gone. It's gone. So that's my take.
Well, for me, I mean, I've seen other commentators, or another commentator, who seems to be, his perception is that people are anti the notion because of Ebony herself. And to me, it's got nothing to do with Ebony. To me, it's all about Gareth A. Davis. To me, the criticism really is leveled at him with his ridiculous notion, with his ridiculous assertion. And it's not the first time he's made ridiculous assertions. He makes them freely regarding his Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is the best thing since marmalade on toast, according to Gareth A. Davis. And he makes these assertions on quite a frequent basis, and I think it's clickbait. I think it's to cause a stir on social media, and he's got a knack for doing it, and he does it very well. I think his assertions are silly, ridiculous, outlandish, and outrageous. And that's nothing to do with Ebony herself. She's just a gal, 34-year-old lady, teacher, maths teacher from Australia, I believe. and she's you know, she's hit a lick. She has hit a lick. She's hit a lick, and she's making some good money under Eddie Hearn. You know, he pays his people well, and she's hit a lick, and she's doing what she's supposed to do. It's nothing to do with her. It's focused on Gareth A. Davis, once again, making outlandish, outrageous, clickbait assertions. That's my take on it. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't know if the Fight Doctor's heard of Gareth A. Davis's statements, the Fight Doctor.
I have not.
He likened Ebain Bridges to Muhammad Ali in terms of her. Well, I don't know what he's saying in terms of her
potential fame, about how she's revolutioning women's boxing. So
Yeah.
Ali, after the doldrums of Rocky Marciano and Floyd Patterson and Sonny Liston, Ali revolutioned the heavyweight division and brought it into brought back the fans and stuff like that. So that's what he's trying to say, that he said that she has she's a potential Muhammad Ali, bringing the fans back to women's boxing in a way, yeah, right? Yeah, she might bring him, but in the UK, like, bro, Fight Doctor don't know who she is, so, and she's not winning anything. If she was like Clarissa Shields, and Clarissa Shields, by the way, she's fuming. She had a live stream yesterday, and she's upset that the last gold medal, the last time the Americans bring a hold of gold medal was 1988, and she's like, hold on a minute, I just won in 2012, and I won in the other Olympics. So where's my name? So she couldn't believe that the committee, they actually apologized her. They actually apologized her for actually saying these statements, and she was saying the same thing I'm saying. Who's letting these people who run the asylum? Who's letting these people talk? But yeah, Ebony Brisson is she bringing attention? I mean, she's bringing these pervy guys out. Eddie Hearn is doing a good job with the zone, bringing that WWE style thing with Savage. Will you marry the Savage? To his wife, who's basically like, she's underage. He said he met her when she was 17. Everyone knows it was like 15. You know what I'm trying to say? So Eddie Hearn's realized he's gonna start marketing WWE style boxing with the zone thing. That's what I see.
Can I interject for a second?
Yeah.
If you had done a poll in the United States of America back in 1967 of who is the most hated man in America, I'm sure Muhammad Ali would have been, or they wouldn't even use his name. They would have called him Cassius Clay. Would have been at the very top of that list.
Yep.
So I'm not sure it's a valid comparison. I don't know that Muhammad Ali's infamy actually was good for boxing. Maybe it was. I don't know. I wasn't alive during that era, so I can't say for certain. But I don't know that would be a valid comparison, or even a fair comparison, because Ali was famous, but not so much for boxing, but for other things. His, revolutionary stance, his refusal to be inducted in the war, his association with the Nation of Islam. So, yeah, unless this boxer, this female fighter, is doing something similar, then I don't understand how the comparison is even valid. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I guess he's saying that she's a polemic figure, a divisive figure, but she will rise and do whatever. What the hell is he saying? Does he know what he's saying? Okay, so that's a good topic. What's going on here? I've watched one Bridges fight, but I've seen all her weigh-ins. Hey, whatever gets the eyes on the sport, eh? Whatever gets the eyes on the sport. Okay. So, I didn't know whether I was going to talk about it. But I think we gonna talk about it. Let me get what I need to get up on the screen. Get it up on the screen, and let's have a look. Let's see if he's deleted it. Videos, and yes, has he deleted it? Oh no, he hasn't. He's still there. OMG. Okay, so, damn, this is awkward. This is very awkward. This is very awkward. Guys, I gotta step away. I gotta step away for 30 seconds. If you wanna talk about something, go ahead.
Yo, shout out to EJ.
Yo, shout out to Fight Boxer, man. Let me address some of the comments in the chat. Iron Con, I didn't know Gareth Ray Davies was called the Paddington Bear. That's funny, man. You know, the Paddington Bear, and John Dealey. In regards to the Jamaicans in the Olympics, I was talking about the men, not more so than the women. Even though she broke Flojo's record, it's the men who are dominating into Jamaica legs. Yeah, the women are coming through, but in terms of the men, it wasn't very good. Yes, the women done very well, but overall, Jamaica, I wasn't a failure, but it's like, you know, it's not the same. It's not the same. Usain Bolt was very missed, and you can see the difference. And the Olympics did miss an overall star. You know, and when we talk boxing, we got Rigo coming up this weekend versus John Mario Casemiro, and we have Joshua Buatsi coming up this weekend as well. And we have like some really good cracking fights. Also, we have what's his name again? Oh, Virgil Ortiz is fighting as well. Gary Russell Jr. is fighting on undercard of John Romeo Casario, the Rigo fight. Rasheed Warren's fighting. Yeah, they have ESPN, The Zone. They're gonna put some cards in the UK card. The UK card this weekend was good. Congratulations to Kidgalahad capturing the IBF featherweight title. He's not number one in the division to me, still Gary Russell Jr. And hopefully, you know, I'd love to see that matchup. That really would be a cracker. If anything, and also congratulations to Gary Kidgalahad being signed a new contract with Matchroom. So that's a good look. And hopefully they can try and get that unification fight, or they can try Leatham Woods. He could try and fight Leatham Woods with WBA. Or he can go and try and fight the Gary Russell Jr., which is a fight I really think, that Kidgalahad's got a really good chance against Gary Russell Jr. in terms of styles. I think it would be a great, stylistically very technical fight if that fight was to go ahead to decide who is the number one featherweight in the world. I'd like that fight. Gary Russell Jr. versus Kidgalahad. I would like that. So where we at? Okay, so I guess I'm going to talk about it. I did a video. I saw a video, and it made me laugh. I thought it was funny. I didn't know it was comedy, or serious or factual. But some of the comments in the comedy from Drew Titan here prompted me to make a reply video. You know. Remember in the 40s. Remember in the 50s, probably don't remember it, but, in the 40s and the 50s, or maybe even in the 60s, you had the concept of the reply song. Somebody would make a song, a guy would make a song about Runaround Sue maybe, and then a girl would make a song talking about why the guy forced her to be a Runaround Sue. Yeah, so,
Rafi, you were around during those years, so maybe you could tell us all about it.
I'm telling you all about it, baby. I've lived many lives, my friend. I've lived many lives. That's why I'm so wise. I know you always wonder, but now the secret's out. Okay, so, the Runaround Sue. So, you have the reply song. And now you have the reply, I guess maybe even that reply books. I don't know. But now you have the reply video. Somebody makes a video and one can sometimes opt to reply. So I replied to this video. It was kind of hilarious in parts. My good friend here, Drew Titan from the LDBC, he said 100,000 people stood in line for AJbxng tickets. And he said, I can't visualize that. 100,000 people in line. I want to see a picture of that. And so he started to Google, just try and find the picture. Of course, anybody with a modicum of sense knows that it was an online queue. A queue online, not in line, person to person, people standing next to each other. No. Not physically, not a physical queue, a virtual queue online. And so I made a video about it, and maybe, yeah, it was a comedy element. He called a Q spelled Q-U-E-U-E, Q, a line of people. He pronounced that as a K. So I brought up the, Google Translate, and he said the Q as Q, not K. So that was another point of mirth, amusement. And yeah, primarily Drew there was saying he wanted to see a picture of the 100,000 people that were standing in line. So I made a video response, and my good friend Drew, LDBC Drew, had it taken down. Now here's the thing. It was a funny video. I sure hope you challenge. Absolutely. It has been challenged. It has been challenged. Reality's voice. How do you do? So it's a funny video. I found his video funny. Was it intentional or not? I don't know. He later wrote in that it was intentionally. He just did it to catch out certain people and blah blah blah. Fine. So if you caught me out, why did you object to the video? Why object to the video if it was supposed to be funny? If it was supposed to be somewhat a joke, why would you object to it? Why do you object to it? Why did you ask you to take the video down if it was supposed to be a funny anyway? Was it because you asked for a picture of 100,000 people standing in a line? And you said you hope they were masked up, and I said you should be masked up. What the hell? Your video was the funny one. He was serious but stupid.
Say, Ralph.
Yo.
Quick question for you.
Yeah.
What was the name of this video this LDBC guy posted? Do you recall?
I can bring it up. I think, yeah, there it is. It is AJ versus Usyk sells out fast. I'll copy that and paste it in the chat. AJ versus Usyk sells out fast, and it's by Drew Titan.
So, Raphael, what I'm saying. So Raphael, so what you're saying, you made a video in response to his video, like old school, and then he had your video, he challenged your video and had it taken down. Is that correct?
Yes.
So so see your video, right? Obviously you still have a copy of it. You could what was your video? What did it say in your video? How long was your video?
About 9 minutes.
Was it commentary or was it actual visualize it? What was it?
It was it had some of his footage. He had some of his footage in there. And I had him saying the words which I found contentious, and I challenged those words.
Okay. And then with YouTube, obviously, when you use someone else's footage, they can see that on their studio and ask you to take down because you're using their footage. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have used the footage. I know you can use a little bit of the footage. Maybe I shouldn't have used the footage. I could have just used the voice. Maybe that would have been safer. But I haven't done one of these challenge videos in a while, so I guess maybe I used a little bit more, a couple seconds more of the actual footage than I would have done if I was, back in the day when I was doing a lot of these videos. So it's I've challenged it, of course. I've challenged it. So they're going to have to get back to him, and he's going to have to reaffirm his position. So yeah, I had to bring it up. I could remake the video and make it a bit tighter without his, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just let the due process take its course. I will put the link up to the video in the permanent chat when this live is through, so you'll be able to see his video and hopefully you'll hear my counteractions, but you will counteract it yourself in a common sense way, and it'll be basically whatever I was saying anyway.
So, Rafi, I have one question.
Yes.
Now, I haven't seen this guy's video, but was he actually looking to see 100,000 people like physically standing in line, or was he speaking tongue in cheek?
No. He was dead serious. He was looking to see 100,000 people. And if he was speaking in tongue in cheek, then he wouldn't have had a problem with my video. So he was looking to see 100,000 people, and he said he hopes they're masked up. And he said he doesn't understand why in the age of online bookings, they're not doing it online.
Yeah, so like this is 2021, and we have this thing called the internet now, where when you want to buy tickets, you use your phone. You use any device that's connected to the internet and a credit card, and you can buy tickets without actually having to leave the comfort of your own home.
Yeah.
The internet is a beautiful thing when used properly.
Yeah, so that's logical, but he was saying, how come they're queued up in line in the StubHub ticket K, not Q.
Why is he concerned though? AJ always sells out. Like, what is he trying to
AJ always sells out.
AJ always that's nothing new. And Usyk's it's an all European clash. Like, AJ's in the European, like we over here. Usyk's got a big. If you ever see Usyk fight, I don't know if it's a stadium, but he fights in an arena. Especially when I used to watch him and Mr. Bashir, he used to sell out completely. Remember, he brought a gold medal for the heavyweight division back to Ukraine, and he went on to become undisputed champion. Like, and now he's fighting AJ. Why would that not sell out? Why, that's like two.
But the homie is saying he was reading the article, the StubHub ticket queue. And he was saying, well, how come they're standing in line instead of doing it online?
Okay, but whether they're standing in line or whatever, what I don't understand the relevance though. Like, people interested, like they're interested to go watch the fight, man. Like,
I think the point is that the man actually thought that people were standing in line.
Oh yeah, his interpretation. Yeah, that happens a lot with YG. When I talk to YG, like his interpretation of when I say something, he interprets it as something else. That happens a lot with Americans. That happens a lot.
the man thought people were standing in line rather than being online in an online queue. He thought they were an inline queue, and that was kind of hilarious to me. And you know, he then kind of tried to recant with some comments in the comment section of his video, but then he's objected to my video, which don't seem to make no sense. Because if he was saying it tongue in cheek, then how would you object to a comedic response? So
thin skin, maybe.
Thin skin. Yeah, well, hey,
because you're clowning him, and you're using his stuff to clown him. That's why. Like, if I use your stuff to clown you, I think you do the same thing. So,
well, you could do that, or I could make a response video.
Nah, you would. You just like bomb that. You obviously hurt him. That exactly. Fix it. You obviously hurt him with it. That's why you did it. I wouldn't challenge it myself personally, but you know, it's obviously touched him. It's obviously touched him because if you didn't touch him. He wouldn't look to market. He'd just like, I don't care. But you've obviously hurt him with it, and you know what you said in your video has burnt him. So he challenged.
I think he hurt himself. If you were actually expecting to see 100,000 people physically standing in line to buy some goddamn tickets, and I think he hurt himself.
Yeah, but that's enough. Yeah, exactly. But that's another thing, because remember, on his platform, he's supposed to be all authority or knowledge. And then Rafi comes along and makes him look like a fool. Of course, you want to wipe it out and act like that never happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want no evidence of that. So you're going to definitely go out your way to wipe that out. I ain't going to lie, Rafi, bro. You know what I mean? That's hey, listen, that's what do you call it? You know, you're dealing with people with egos, and that you're going to be affecting his bank balance, because you know people do super chats, they recognize him as the guy with all the information, and you've made him look like a fool. So when that happens, you lose credibility, and then your channel lose credibility. So that's why that video, you know, he took it down. Like, you know, that means you could take that as a victory if you want a victory lap.
Yeah.
I agree. I would chalk that one in the win column. That's a win.
I'm gonna have to just chalk that up in the win column, leave it alone. I've objected to it. It's a false copyright claim. Copyright for fair use allows full replay of the whole video if you want, so long as you add commentary and transform the work in any way. Yeah, I just use little clips. I mean, I think I've got a good chance of winning. Like I said, I'm not in the groove of these response videos. If I was in the groove like a year ago, I would have kept it tighter. I would have used his minimal. Although I did use minimal of his stuff, I would have used visually minimal. And so it would have been tighter. I think I would have had a bet. He would have had less of a case. But I'm out of the groove of that thing. So, hey, it is what
I don't think so. I think he was watching your shit live, man. I think you burned him up in the chat. He followed you back to your channel and said, shit, I want this guy embarrassing me because you know how you are. You must have put it on him in the chat and everyone saw that, you know,
I just made a video. So he just saw the video. Other people, some of his people saw the video. Some LDBC people say, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing using this guy's stuff, man?
Yeah,
I said,
there you go.
I'm not using his stuff.
Yeah, keep an eye on you. Yeah, keep an eye on you and shut you down.
And on Twitter and so you know they got back to him. I told him.
Yep.
And, he obviously objected.
Yes. Well, I had the same thing with Boxing Ego. I said something. He said something about Floyd, and I recanted it. Get what he said, and he tried to block me from the chat. But he didn't realize I had at that time I had 7 channels. So when he blocked me, I just kept using my other channels and kept on talking. People was like, "What?" And I got the same logo. So the guy was confused. He was like, "What's going on, man?" I made him look like an absolute fool on his channel. You know what I'm saying? Now, and I could have made a video on that. I mean, bro, he was sweating because every time he timed me out, I was back again talking as well. That's why I went down to our last channel, and he was confused. His eyes are popping up. You can see his glasses steaming up, and so I know exactly what's going on because he has a big following, and I'm making him like an idiot. And everyone's like, "Who's this guy doing him up like that?" So they're gonna want to know who you are, and they're gonna want to come over to you and see what's going on. And that's probably why they came over. Like, I knew he'd be making a video on you. So it's this thing out here. It's all about, when you're in school, you got the cool guys and you have the guys, the guys that are just going about their business. But when these guys try to embarrass people and they chat rubbish, they need to be corrected. And that's what you probably did. And these guys can't be corrected. They can't be told the truth and stuff like that and be able to hold it. You made a mistake and you're clowning him and that's what it is. Like people, my man mentioned fair use and stuff like that. That doesn't when you apply it, that's all well and done. But if someone uses your video and you say fair use, but you're clowning them, they don't have to. They if you use their video and you're not really embarrassing, that's fine. But if you're doing it and actually clowning it, like Raphael was saying, there's no way they'd want that stuff going on. So they're going to challenge it, 100%.
They're going to challenge it.
But I still think that falls on the fair use. If you clowning somebody, listen. If somebody's providing you the material, okay, to clown them, well, that's fair. That's fair game, and should be covered under fair use, in my opinion.
No, but when you fill out the form to take Rafi's video down, you think he said fair use? He probably said bullion. He probably put billion, bro. So this cyberbullying is a big thing. Doxing people's information and using that. That's why when it comes to these sort of things, that they take that thing very seriously because it affects people's mental health. And he could also challenge that you're affecting his mental health and his well-being.
Eric Reed, you said.
Yes. Huh?
His name's Eric Reed.
Okay, see, that's his real name. There you go. If someone's to fire you Titan, there you go. That's his real name.
No, I'm just saying that you have to post up your real name. I mean, I posted up my real name. It's right there, Raphael Dawkins.
Rafi, if you was to then go on, and obviously we all wish everyone well. Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio very well, but Rafi, if you get to about 1 million 2 subscribers. Well, you get a lot of abuse and stuff like that on a daily basis, and it becomes quite daunting. I see Kugan Cassius. When I see him sometimes, he's looking over his back because he's been threatened so many times and racial abused that when he's doing these little interviews, he has to have people around him. People online are very abusive, and obviously this is at your stage now. You're not got 1 million, but when you have 1 million views, or Drew Kine has a good following. When you have a certain amount of money, you change your name and say, "Yo, I don't want people to know my real name. I want to go to the newspapers and come back." And I realized that I used to have my real name on it as well, decked out. And I realized as my viewership got big, I realized and some of the comments I state, people took offense. I said, you know what, I ain't got time for this. So I changed my name and brought myself back. So I don't blame him for doing that. Really, you want to keep yourself anonymous.
That's a fair point. It's too late for me now. But hey,
but you can blame him for saying something stupid. All right, he should own up. Look, if you say something stupid, own up and deal with the consequences. Okay, personal responsibility. Just that simple.
It's a number of ridiculous assertions that he made. I simply challenged them in a comedic way.
Not by Rafi, not by Rafi, not by up and coming UK channel. No way, bruv. Not by Rafi, bro. Up and coming UK channel has straightened you out. No. We can't have that. That's we gotta do something about
that. Oh my gosh. If you're gonna have an online presence, then you need a thick skin. The thing is, I used to be on and I still am, I just don't use it. I used to be on an MMA forum, and that was the most brutal thing on the internet. It was brutal. It was nothing for man to creep up on man and slit their necks, slit their throats, in the forum. It was brutal. And so when I got my own channel, and I was on there for in excess of 10 years, so I learned how to navigate that stuff. And so when I got my channel and I was on TBV, and every other caller was, Rafi and this, that, two fingers, this, that, and the other. To me, it was jokes. And in the comment section, to me, it was jokes. I was laughing. To me, it was hilarious. I didn't take it personally whatsoever because I was already primed from the MMA forum that I was on. So, this is kind of child's play to me. It's child's play.
Yeah, but Rafi, we're talking about doxing. So, we're talking about
doxing is different. People.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
That's
using
deeper.
people.
That's a deeper level.
And that's what I'm trying to say. This is where people take it. They're so offended with what you're saying that they will dox your address and pull it out on the internet, and also your family and stuff like that. And this is what I'm trying to say. People will go to the extent we're not on that side of the fence, right? Or for them to do that, but we're not celebrities. But in a way, as your channel gets bigger and you get more notoriety, these things actually come. As we look in the chat, you have a following. This following, depending on what you say and what content you put out, will grow. And as it grows, it gets to the point. Like Nez over in the Boxing Voice, I see he's introduced, other YouTubers to come on his platform, to make themselves famous on his platform. But what he does to them, and and I do, he makes them look like idiots. So he's actually decreasing your value.
And we'll always assume control of the question if and when the subject matter is making him look foolish. That's my one problem with Ness. I love Ness, but it's always about. Sometimes it's about making other, like you said, making other people look foolish. But when it comes full circle, you can't have that. Not on his show.
Well, the thing is, I've got the invite. To go over, so don't be surprised to see me drop in there from time to time. Special guest appearance, like a cameo. But I watched a little bit of it and I saw him roasting various people who he's invited on. So it's almost like, I don't know if he's conscious of it or it's in his subconscious, but he invites people on and then roasts them when they disagree with his point of view. Now, I know this. I expect this, but I'll be roasting him. So it'll be a question of who can roast the other one. I know when I get on there, it's going to be a competition about who can roast the other. But a lot of people go on, they've got the invite, and they go, oh, they're so happy, but they don't know what the overall objective is. And I don't know if he does it on purpose.
Yes, he's squashing them. Yes, he does it to squash them because I'll mention the name. I know Lady Sham, she went over there and she was happy to go over there. But he goes, I don't know what you do on your little channel over here. This is the big wave. You know what I mean? And he's like, yo, and his chat was, they're vicious to her, vicious. And she's getting all kinds of assaults. And I mean, she's saying stuff that people find offensive, and on her channel she can control it, but you're on someone else's panel now, and she thought Nez would protect her. Nope, left her out in the cold and let her fight. She had to fight for her life. And I said to myself, I'm watching this, I'm like, it's entertaining for people, but you know, you now how can you go back to your own channel and the credibility? Now let's go talk about your situation. When you was over the boxing channel, he asked you to come as a UK correspondent. You come over there. Now at the time, your channel, maybe you didn't have a channel, you did have a channel regardless. But now you're a presence. You understand? So you're a presence right now. So it's like, well, let me calculate this. If I go over there and you know, and I do pretty well, maybe some of them fans come over, maybe they don't. But if I go over there and he actually embarrassed me, I'll decrease my value. And that's why Nez, me and Nez, I would never. He asked me many times to come on as a UK correspondent, never, because I saw the way he handled Beeb. Many guys, UK Wing Chun, many guys. So Fight Doctor and yourself, when you go over there, you wasn't established now. Fight Doctor, you know, Fight Doctor's still alright. He can go over there, it doesn't matter. But you, as you know, you got subscribers, you have people follow you. You can't have people looking at you, making you look like a fool on this YouTube thing. And he's bringing people over there, and I look at what's going on, and like they're over there happy. But when they get into a debate, and it's like, whoa, he goes all in, bro. He doesn't. He I'll tell you what. Some of the stuff he did to her. I was like, yo, bro. I was like, I could never, bro. Not me. But she might take it as anything. She goes back over there again. But you know, it's not a good match where you're going over there and someone's bringing down your value. That's the way I see it.
Well, you know, I don't know if people know that that's the game plan. I don't know if he just can't help himself. I think he can't help himself. I think he has to abuse. But me, I understand that that's part of the game.
Well, I don't think he's abusive. Some people just have. Some people are, and I hate to call him narcissistic, but some people just have this need to build themselves up, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with shining. There's nothing wrong with being out front. There's nothing wrong with being the center of attention, if that's what you want, right? But some people feel the need to do that at someone else's expense, and that's when it becomes a problem, you know. And sometimes Ness is guilty of that.
Well, I don't understand why in his world it has to be as he says. The answer is what he says it is. He doesn't allow any room for like EJ will come on, and many times he'll say things which I disagree with. He said Canelo was the A side. He said Caleb Plant was the A side. Now I wholly disagree with that, but I didn't make an issue of it. I asked him a question. I asked him to repeat it. I said, "You're saying that Caleb Plant is the A side?" He said yes, and I said, "Okay," and we moved on. Now, with good old Nescafe, that would be a one hour debate, argumentative, abusive, unholy. That would be an unholy war. Whereas I don't see the need for that. I just said, "You really think that?" EJ said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." Other people came in, and I knew other people would want to debate the point, and other people kind of, you know, nibbled at the point. And the debate lasted for a few minutes. And I was cool with that. But, you know, another person might want to make that a two hour debate. And okay, I can understand. I could, that is a debate point. You can have a debate, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But I've seen those things stretch out for hours, my friend, in a highly abusive way. Me personally, I do find it slightly amusing, and I will take on that challenge from time to time for my own amusement. So you have been warned. Okay, so gentlemen, we've come to the end of another good one, a very good one, highly entertaining. You'll have to watch this space as to whether my video comes back or not. I'm not too invested in it because it could go either way. My video didn't just include one, it included 3 valid elements: criticism, comment, and teaching. How you say Q. Criticism, comments, and news. criticism, comment, teaching, and news. Yeah.
Can I add one thing?
Yeah.
To what you just said previously. The LDBC also provides plenty of opportunity for to create comedic material. All right, there's just lots of material there, unfortunately.
That's true.
But lots of opportunity to crack jokes that they provide, unfortunately.
That is true. And gentlemen, we've come to the end of another very good one, a great one. I was entertained. I enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for everyone in the chat for joining us. Your final words, gentlemen. AJbxng.
Yo, thanks for coming over, Rafi. Big up to the Fight Doctor. Big up to the rest of the guys in the chat. I'm supposed to be going live with Dan in about a couple of hours. You guys are welcome. You're welcome to come on to talk furthermore. But as I know, Rafi, it's late. And I understand everyone needs to get their sleep because they've got work in the morning. So I understand that. But I really enjoyed the backwards and forwards chat. And it's always good, to have knowledgeable people on the panel and a knowledgeable people in the chat and have an amicable debate. And sometimes YouTube, you look around YouTube and you look around the mess and the negativity and people screaming about robberies and stuff like that. But it's always good to have amicable discussion and respectful discussion and get your points without being disrespected. So I appreciate Rafi, let me come on and the Fight Doctor. I'll catch you guys later. Appreciate it.
Always 100%. That's much appreciation. That is the AJbxng live. I'll check him out. Doing something with Dan later on around 2 a.m. Rafi will be tucked up, fast asleep, having drank my hot cocoa. Okay. And then there were two, the Fight Doctor.
Yo, thanks for having me on, Ralph. Shout out to EJ. Yeah, there's just no way that Caleb Plant is the A side. I'm sorry, but that's ridiculous. Okay. That is essentially somebody trying to convince you that 1 + 1 = 6.
Yeah.
Right? When somebody is trying to convince you of something that is not true, just don't even bother to engage in a debate because it's stupid. I mean, why? Why would you argue? It doesn't make any sense. But having said that, something else I wanted to say. So it looks like the Pack-Tards have come out of hiding.
Uh-oh.
Right? I thought that we wouldn't see the Pack-Tard Nation after the Marquez knockout, but here they come once again, poking their heads out of the ground as if they were moles. Okay. And I suspect after the 21st, they will all need to be put on a mass suicide watch because Spence is going to beat the brakes off of Pacquiao.
Uh-oh.
I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous. All this chatter I'm hearing about Pacquiao, he's the greatest of all time. And, I mean, somebody earlier today was talking about how this is if Pacquiao were to beat Spence, this would be considered the quote unquote greatest victory at welterweight in history.
I saw that. That was ridiculous.
That's beyond. That's 1 + 1 = 6.
I saw that.
Okay.
That was ridiculous.
Only somebody who's grossly ignorant of the sport of boxing would make such an asinine comment. I mean, seriously, what has Spence ever done? I mean, good fighter, but beating Spence is not that. It's ridiculous. Okay. In fact, yeah, it's ridiculous. George Foreman beating Michael Moore is better by leaps and bounds. Okay. And I can think of a bunch of fights at welterweight that are better, would be better wins. De La Hoya beating Pernell Whitaker would be a better win, in my opinion. All right. Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard.
Save your picks because that's a topic for a future show all by itself.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. These are my final words, and I'm going off on a Pack-Tard rant. My apologies. So I will leave you with that, sir.
Cool in the gang. That was the Fight Doctor. Much appreciated. Always appreciated to get the various and varied responses and opinions on the show. And you know what? Rafi's tired. It's 11 p.m. over here in the UK. Rafi's going to have to go and get his hot chocolate, his hot cocoa, and head off to bed. Gotta Gotta heal the body, repair and refresh, and then go again tomorrow. Okay, so thank you to everyone who jumped on the panel. Thank you to everyone who took time out of your day to come in here and write what you wrote in the chat. Hopefully you will smash that like button, hit that. If you've not hit the subscribe button already, please kindly do so. Hit that share button so we can spread the word. That's it. Come to the end of another great one, and see you again later in the week. It's busy. It's the Raphael Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio, it's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares, it's the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's the Raphael Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio, and we are out. Blessed.